All right, we are live. So we have the agenda open, I hope, for most of us. Nice. And you guys can put your name under the attendance there for November 16th. The topic is starting to look at what we call Module 4. And Module 4 is looking at life history. Module 4. Cool. So as I mentioned to you guys, oh, and I don't see Julian in there. Yeah, so Julian, do you have access to that doc? I put the link in the chat box.
No, he's in.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Is that the right one?
Nice.
Yeah, okay, good.
And look where everyone else is typing under attendance for November 16th. Can you see that on the left? Under the big green box?
Yep.
And then just add your name there. Nice. Yeah, you got it. So as you guys remember, the last time we met, I outlined the things that I really want to see that you've submitted. So there's 4 main projects that we've done so far. And I think about 3 of you have submitted them into Moodle. So I really like to see that you are getting those into Moodle so that I can be finishing the assessment of those over the next couple days. Because I kind of feel like we're kind of taking a bit of a shift now in the course. Especially after Wellness Week, after having a little bit of time off, and I had my travel week to get down to Costa Rica, so you had 2 weeks off there. It does definitely feel like we're taking, a new lens into how we're viewing Biology 11, and it's through a larger lens, especially today when we really look at the evolution of Earth as we know it, and life on Earth as we know it. So we've kind of been looking at Earth with a microscope. And now today we're just like zooming way back. I think it's pretty fun for us to really start to get an idea of perspective. And that's kind of, I think, what today's about and what today's project is about. I think you guys will be really excited about this next project. And we're actually going to take some time as a group today to do some research and look at some inspiration. And then we'll actually take time to get started on the project as well. In various forms. So let's take a look at what we've got on the agenda. We've got a few different videos. I'm pretty sure all of you have access to the YouTube app. So I want you to just take your mouse over to the left-hand side of your screen where you see the chat box and the screen share. Some of you might already see YouTube. It's a red box with a white arrow inside of it. If you don't see that, click on the 3 gray dots at the bottom and add another app.
Or as soon as one person does it, it pops up on them and you can just hit use app.
Oh, so that's an easy way to do it as well.
Yeah. Like it always tells me when you open it and then I can just click yours instead of going in.
Because I do want to start off with a few inspiring videos today to get us thinking about this. And
there's Olivia.
Oh, good. Hi, welcome, Olivia.
Oh, she's gone. Oh.
Welcome, Olivia. And she's gone.
She doesn't like your welcome.
I'll just let her join in. So the first video, you guys, is called the Miller-Urey experiment. And in the 1950s, 2 different biochemists, Stanley Miller and Harold Urey, conducted this experiment, which demonstrated it simulated the conditions of Earth's early atmosphere. And what they wanted to share, or what they wanted to discover, essentially, and then share, was that the compounds that were present during Earth's early atmosphere had the ability to spontaneously form new compounds. Because for a long time, there was this idea that whatever was present after the Big Bang was the only thing that could have been present. And there was this confusion about, how did all these other elements come to be? How did these elements form compounds? And how did these compounds form new structures and new life? So this first experiment is really, really cool and helped us to understand a little bit about the evolution right at that tipping point of after the Big Bang, right when first life started to become present. So what we're going to do is watch this first video. I'll get it started for you. Olivia says it's not letting me get on.
It was doing that to some of us when we started joining. As soon as someone would talk, it would just kick them out.
Yeah, that's what was happening.
Oh, that is
before you came
so
in.
weird. I wonder why. So I'll just tell her to keep trying.
Yeah, it worked after a while.
For you guys, after a few, it worked.
Halima had to
say
try
after
a lot
3
of
times.
times.
And it worked once for me. I only got kicked out once, so.
I went to the chat and clicked there. You know how you can go to the chat and you can see the button? That one worked.
Yeah.
Click to that one.
Okay. So she'll try and pop in. Okay, so yeah, let's take a little look. I don't think this video is very long. I will give it to you guys in 1 second so that we can all watch it together. Add videos to playlist. Okay, Anna can't hear or see anything. The rest of you guys can hear the video and see it though, yeah?
Yeah, it's all working good.
Halima and Julian?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can.
Okay, Anna, what you can do is just grab the link from the agenda. It's the first link, and just watch it on your own while we're watching this one.
Oh, she changed.
And I'm just going to help Olivia out for 1 second. Okay. Isn't that amazing? All right. So that's your first little bit of background information for today.
She's doing okay.
Pretty interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Showing that, you know, there is evidence that we can create life from life, and that we can expand on very simple level of ingredients to create more complexity. So now we're taking that knowledge into our project for today, which is something called we're calling it the calendar of life, but Carl Sagan calls it a cosmic calendar. And I thought that it would be best to watch another video first. I think this one's a little shorter, because he does such a great job at getting you really excited about what calendar is. And then we can start to look at a little bit more kind of cool facts and share facts with each other as we do some research, and then we'll jump into our project. Did that work for everyone watching the video together? It was clear?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounded good? Okay. Yay, that's great. So once again, though, just in case it doesn't work for you, I'll throw the video link. And you guys would just have to make sure that you're muted, and you can watch the video on your own as well if for some reason this next one doesn't work. But let's give it a shot. And you had it done in your own, right?
Yeah.
Carl Sagan's so epic.
Yeah. There's
Did you?
the cause too. It's like they explain
What is that, Julian?
there's an episode of the Cosmos. It's a TV show that they do like
Sweet.
the cosmic
Yeah, and I think
calendar
that
things.
and I think you can get that on Netflix, can't you?
Yeah.
That would be good. Good homework for you guys this week to use as a resource to help you in this this next project. But yeah, so Anna, what were you saying in the? Oh, Anna's in the coffee shop, so she can't talk out loud. Look at the
Just said,
damage
look
we've
what
done in the
damage
world."
we've done in the world in just a few seconds.
Isn't it mind blowing? So much has happened prior to humans, and then think of how much has happened since we've been here in such a short period of time. The impacts that we've had negatively for the most part, right? When we're looking at Earth as a living. So damage might be the wrong word. Impact could be a word. But yeah, so this is, I don't know how much background you guys have on evolution and sort of this level of history and even understanding like planetary science and all of that. Is this brand new for some of you guys, or is this a passion, hidden passion to some of you? Let's hear your thoughts.
Not brand new, but I know nothing about it, basically. So.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely.
Like I know like from grade 10 science and I like
Can you repeat that, Halima?
I know like a Shay, like last year we learned about it in grade 10. So, but I don't know like that much.
But just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super interesting, but I know nothing about it.
Sweet. And then Julian, you were going to say something too?
Oh no, I just said that definitely interests me.
Well, it's,
The universe is a cool place.
I know, right? And it's one of those things that I almost feel crazy for not knowing, right? It's like, okay, I live on this planet. I am a human being and I rely on, living things. I think that, I wish everyone could be taking this course right now so that you guys can see what that means. And then also the timeline of understanding how things have come to be. So that's sort of what this project is inviting. So there'll be a whole lot of conversation. It'll be different for each of us as to sort of what we get out of this. But the next link in our agenda for today is this, and it's the top 25 turning points, the top 25 turning points in Earth's history. And this up, and I'll share the link with you guys here. Olivia also is watching this live, so welcome, Olivia. She couldn't get into this actual recording, but she's watching the recording of the recording, if that makes sense. So I'll try to share my screen here so that she can watch this at the same time. Okay, where did that go? Here we are. So there's a few really amazing resources that I want you guys to use for this project. This is one. So this is really cool. So if you scroll down, you guys can just watch my screen here. 4.5 billion years ago, the birth of a planet. With each of these little tags, you can actually watch a little video. And then if you scroll down, then it goes to the next one, the origin of life, first organisms at 0.5 billion years ago. And then you scroll down again, 3.4 billion years ago, photosynthesis. 3 billion years ago, the beginning of plate tectonics, something that, again, heard last year. So the shifting of Earth's plates on the surface, forming what we know as to be the current location of the Earth's continents today. 2.4 billion years ago, oxidation. creating breathable air. And this goes on and on and on. And it's done in a really user-friendly way.
It's really
So
clear.
Isn't that clear? I know. I really like how interactive it is. So this will be one of the main resources for you guys to use as you shift through this Calendar of Life project. And I'm reminded as well of one big history project. Another resource that just came to mind. Have you guys heard of the Big History Project?
Mm-mm.
These guys have a really amazing series of videos, kind of designed in the same way. So you can see that it starts, the first series is the universe, then our solar system and the earth, then life, then humans, and then the future. So this might be another resource that you choose to add to your resource list for the project.
Can you put that link in the agenda?
Yeah, I will. Oops. Big. And then I have created a new Mahara page for this topic. So it's topic 4, life history. And on this Mahara page, I have put our Google documents for the project. And then I've also put a few of the videos that we watched today, if you guys need to revisit them. So let's take a little bit of a look at the project here. So this project is a hands-on study of the origin of life. And it's a visual examination of the history of life on Earth and allows you to examine both Big Ideas 1 and Big Idea 4. So Big Idea 1 is life originated because of unique conditions. So you guys learned about that a little bit today, and you'll be able to dive more into that. Big Idea 4 is living things are diverse and evolve over time. So you're starting to get some more knowledge and terminology as to what those big ideas even mean. In this activity, you will fill in a blank calendar with months scaled to the age of the Earth, including images of living things and the Earth's landscape in their relative time frame of appearance in the fossil record. Images can be put into the main picture windows of the month or the smaller windows for days of the month. Days are particularly relevant for the months of November and December, as you learned from Carl Sagan's video there. So the rest of the months will be fairly general. And then once you get to November and December, that's where it'll get a little bit more specific in terms of right down to the day or even right down to the hour, right, in those last few days of December. The product will be an image of each page, including an image of you with it for authentication purposes. And there's no write-up required because obviously that's quite a lot of work just already put into these beautiful calendar pages. So for the assessment, we are looking at the calendar including at least 24 doodles or small images to fit into the days, and then 12 larger images to fit into the month pages. If you are not artistically inclined, these can be stick figures. They can also be from the internet. You can put those in as well. You'll be labeling your images and your doodles. Example, earliest rhinoceros. And the calendar will be total out of 36. So all of those 24 and 12.
And calendar, is it just 1 month? Or do we get
No, so the
do we wanna
calendar
jump into,
is
like, a week or
the calendar is 12 months. So it's January 1st is Big Bang.
okay.
December 31st is today. So we're looking at the entire evolution of the Earth over a 12-month, a calendar year.
And then we get to pick what days we want to put things in for.
Yeah, what days you find more interesting as you do some research. And again, it's, it doesn't have to be, I don't have an answer key saying, this has to be specifically on this day for the calendar. I want you guys to like use your imagination and think, okay, if I'm finding in this research that the Earth is, this old, and this happened at 3 billion or 3 million years into the evolution, when would that be on what calendar date? So you'll be doing a little bit of math, but there's also a lot of resources that I've included here that will give you some specific dates if that's what you want to do.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why a year? How is that relevant to anything?
What we found is that it's relevant because we live in years, like it's something that we can actually
amount of time.
Yeah, it's something we can kind of visualize. But the next sentence here, Bryn, is saying, discuss with your mentor the many options. So if this idea of looking at the Earth in a calendar approach for a year is just like going right over your head and you're like, that's never going to help me. And you would rather do like a more linear approach, saying this is, all the way down to today. You can also design this project a little bit more specifically if you'd rather do that, Bryn.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering. Let's see what it's like.
Yeah. So, and just to give you guys a little idea, I think at the bottom of this, well, here's a whole bunch of really useful information. But at the bottom, I did include, so for those of you guys that are a little bit more artsy, you can turn it into something quite beautiful. And I thought this was a really cool example showing some of the first life in the seas. So in the resources document here, we have a few different templates for blank calendars. Let me see if I can find that one. Oh yeah, the second one link here. So if you didn't want to create your own calendars, you could actually print these off. Just be taking pictures of them or scanning them into your Mahara portfolio.
Okay.
But I thought that today we should, as a group, start a Google document and start putting in some important dates and just kind of get a big list going that we can all use as a reference guide. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Yep.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, so I will create a document here and share it with you guys. And you guys can start clicking on some of the resources that I've included at the bottom of your project on the page that I just was on. So it's the Calendar of Life page. I'll share that with you in the video chat box. And here we go. Calendar of Life. Brainstorming doc. Let you guys all edit this.
For me, it says view only.
Oh, well, yeah, that's the project document says view only. But this new document is the brainstorming doc. You guys should all be able to get in there. I'll also put it in our meeting notes so that we have it easily accessible. Brainstorming doc for calendar of life. Okay, I guess I can stop sharing my screen here. So I would probably start with that BBC 25 biggest turning points document, because that gives us a whole bunch of information, like the birth of the Earth, birth of a planet. So Earth was born how many billion years ago?
4.5.
Okay, so somebody type that into the doc, and let's just start getting a little bit of timeline going here to teach ourselves. Okay. Nice. And since it's a Google Doc, I'll be putting our in here. And we can, whoever's feeling like they've got a good idea for the organization of it can get that going. Maybe you guys want to start off with, we can put the months in here. Or if we just want to just get a huge list going and then divide it up afterwards, we could do that too.
I think we should just go for lists.
But let's start putting things in, and it doesn't have to be in order. We can answer questions. We can start with what?
I think we should just start with a list of stuff and then organize it.
Okay, I think so too.
Into months.
And I mean, if you don't know when something was, like, even just put it down, and then that'll be a little piece to research. And then you can put it in the right order afterwards.
Hey, I missed where I can find the group document.
The document, I linked it into our meeting, our video for today, and I also linked it into the agenda.
I just sent it to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, nice. So someone can write first single-celled microorganisms were 3.5 billion years ago.
4 to 3.5 it said.
Yeah, but then in the description it's mentioning the oldest confirmed fossils.
Oh, okay.
So we can plug that in there. And some of you guys could be working at the bottom of this list too, if you're more comfortable with more recent evolution. So maybe research, when the first Homo sapiens evolved, or when dinosaurs evolved, or when the first birds evolved, and start adding some dates in there. I'd like to see everyone just typing away. Oh yeah, it's starting to happen.
It's so weird to be typing.
I know. It's fun. Yeah.
It's fun. It gets crazy though, because somebody goes over your line and it just gets scary.
There we go. Now you guys are giving each other some space. That's good. Oh yeah, let's get Olivia in there as well. Whoa, this is starting to look really good.
That's what's going on. There's white there. I couldn't figure that out.
Sorry, that was my fault.
I was like, why is there this weird line that I can't get into?
Bryn, are you looking at evolution of humans? It kind of looks like you're taking that on a little bit.
Yeah, I just scrolled down until I found something that was interesting that no one was doing yet.
Yeah, I know. I was going down to the bottom because there's so many at the top.
I know, it's so exciting. So then we can start to get a little bit more specific. So if Bryn kind of takes on humans and sees if he can add a few more, species like, Homo erectus and Homo sapiens, a few more details about the evolution of human beings. And then let's see who else is working on things. Okay, Halima's got some extinctions going down at the bottom. The first mass extinction. And what's Shay working on?
Kind of everything at once.
Oh, she's bouncing around. all over.
All over the place. I was doing some plants.
If there is an area that you guys are more interested in, then you can start adding a few more details about that area. Julian's on.
I'll try and find some plant stuff.
Years ago, cells started teaming up to form larger organisms. Nice. So Julian, maybe you could look up what were some of the first life forms. What were some of those first organisms?
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
This is really
And Shay's doing
general information.
plants. Yeah, exactly. This is just to kind of, get us thinking about it. It's going to be very general.
Like it's not.
That's a starting place, and then you can actually branch off and just start using the internet as a tool.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, you'll definitely have to branch off of that because you're right. It's pretty basic.
Oh wow,
What'd you find?
there's just a lot of humanoids.
Yeah.
And here, Julian, I'm putting a link in the chat box called schoolbag.info. And I think you were kind of looking at some of the first species, and that's a really cool one to show you the evolution of animals. It's marked by 6 key transitions.
Okay.
From
Yeah,
the
I was
evolution
gonna find a good site for that. But
Yeah, this one's really good. So from the evolution of tissues to bilateral symmetry to the body cavity to segmentation, molting. So that kind of goes into deep terminology, but there's some images to match it as well.
sorry, can you send that link again? It disappeared.
Yeah, for sure. No worries. Here, I'll send it to you one-on-one as well.
Cool.
Just put it in your little Gmail chat box there. See if that works for you.
Yep. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah, you're welcome. So the really interesting thing about the evolution of animals, Julian, is that just like Darwin predicted, it actually started with that primordial soup, right? So it started in the water. That's where the first life forms were.
Right.
So you guys can imagine that, from, and now Julian's sort of getting to study this a little bit deeper, but from some of these more aquatic species, Parazoa and the Radiata and Aceleomates and all these little microorganisms, they started to evolve more and more into like flatworms and different types of worms, up to actually fish. And that is actually how species, we're studying this evolution today, that's how species actually moved out of the water. So tetrapods is what they were called, a fish, and their fins actually turned into sort of like feet is what the studies are trying to tell us. And the reality behind evolution is it's so fascinating because we weren't there, right? We don't really know. We're going off of fossil records, we're going off of mimicry of these experiments to try and figure out what these conditions were like and what was able to actually become habitable in those conditions. So in this study, I really want you guys to honor that it is science, and it's actually based off of fact, but when we're looking at evolution, some of it is just based off of theory. It has to be.
Yeah.
So if you have your own beliefs or whatnot, that's fine. Just think of this as just a little independent study on the side of like, here's another theory of how life formed on planet Earth. Oh my gosh, this document's getting big. How's your study going, Bryn? Did I send you deep down a rabbit hole?
I'm collecting a lot of names right now.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I'm almost there, I think.
Nice.
I think there was yeah.
At the bottom of this document, Bryn, I found a really good image for you. It's going to pop up in just a minute, hopefully.
Yeah, I see it.
Nice. Okay, who's next for a check-in? Emma, how's your investigations going?
Well, I was doing extinctions, but then I came across some really cool insect. It's the oldest creature capable of flight, and it first flew 400 million years ago. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like Rhinognatha. Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
amazing. Oh, someone just
Can I
pasted.
have a picture of it?
Is that you? That's you, Bryn, I think. Nice.
Yeah, sorry, it kind of came out really big.
Bryn, for sure, if you guys are finding pictures.
Can I make it not double spaced, Bren? Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for doing
Okay. A really cool piece of information for you. In just one second, I'm going to get a picture of it as well. Halima. And for the rest of you guys. I remember studying this species quite a lot in university in one of my evolutionary science classes. Archaeopteryx. And it was a species of a bird-like dinosaur that was sort of a transition between the non-avian feathered dinosaurs and modern birds. So it was a really big transitionary species that lived in the late Jurassic period. And I'm going to try and get a picture because it was really, really cool looking.
I think I know what you're talking about. I used to love dinosaurs.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Well, here, I'll just put in this link. It's a Wikipedia link, but I'll plug this in our study document here. And I'll try and get a picture for you guys. Archaeopteryx. Or maybe Halima, can you Google that, Archaeopteryx, and get an image?
How do you spell that? Archaea.
Good question. ARCH. Let me see here. It will probably pop up if you do something around ARCHAEOP.
Hang on.
Okay.
I got it here. It's ARCHAEOPTERYX.
Yeah.
I'll just
Oh.
give you
Nice
the-
and easy to remember.
Cool.
Super easy. I typed it
No
in
worries.
I got it.
the document, you guys,
Wow.
and I linked Wikipedia to it. But if you could find an image, that'd be kind of cool to show everyone here.
I can put an image in.
Thanks. So species from flightless dinosaurs to
I put one in as well, a
feathered
photo
birds.
of them.
What was that?
I put a photo in as well of them.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, the artist rendition. Wow. Amazing.
Oh shoot! I clicked. I the the page we're supposed to put stuff in.
I put another.
What happened? You closed it?
Yeah.
Here. Oh, it should still be. Just open up your Gmail, Julian, and I remember I sent it to you there. Yeah. No worries.
Wait, like the
Also in the chat.
Yeah, just again.
sweet.
Thanks, guys.
It's all so slow.
Oh, you made it large.
Who put in the image of it looks like maybe a bug stuck in amber or something.
Oh,
What is that yellow image?
That's the
Can you label it
first
for us?
creature capable of flight. Sure.
Let's label a few
First
of these
creature
so that
what?
when we check out this document afterwards, it
Capable
still
of
makes
flight.
sense to us.
Okay. I'm just gonna-
To make some of these images a little smaller to clean up the doc. Okay, so we're on our last 10 minutes of this assignment for today.
When is it due?
Good question.
As Shay was looking at evolution of plants.
Ish. I was having a very hard time finding things, but it's all good.
Yeah. Oh, you got, but this is you in here though. It said first land plants, flowers, grasses. Cool.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting that there was plants, but then there wasn't flowers for a long time after that.
Yeah.
And then
Although it makes sense if you think about it, flowers are kind of delicate.
yeah. But then you think about how the plants would have reproduced otherwise without flowers or seeds. Have seeds, but like grasses with seeds and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit confusing.
Olivia's
With
looking
the
into the
ones-
evolution of fish.
With
Cool.
the grasses and everything that didn't have flowers, would have used like runners and tubers and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Probably.
So maybe someone could look into I don't know if you'll be able to find it, but like the first evidence of fungi. That'd be kind of neat because we just did our biology of mushrooms unit, so that'd be kind of sweet to see when because remember fungi are sort of their own kingdom, right? They're not in the plant kingdom. They're not in the animal kingdom. Who's on that one?
I'm trying.
Who doesn't have a job right now?
I'm looking for it too.
Cool.
I found something on it. It says the researchers found that 1,300 million years ago, possibly, and land fungi by about 1,300 million years ago.
What does that mean, land fungi?
Nice. That sounds about
I
right.
have no idea. I'm just reading off of what it said.
Like not in the water.
I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't think there was water fungi.
I don't know, like algae. I don't know.
There probably was.
I guess.
Yeah, algae though. You're right.
Is algae a fungi?
Julian. But a different species. Last few minutes here. If someone wants to start looking at the document and trying to make a little bit more sense of the document, organizing it, that would probably be a nice step.
I'll do
Maybe a
that.
few headings.
See if I can figure some stuff out.
Just
Make sense of any of this.
if you can make sense of any of it.
Try.
Okay, cool.
What are all of these names that you put in here, Bryn?
All the
That's every
Australian.
single. That's every single humanoid.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm just gonna put a title on that saying list of humanoids.
Yeah.
Because you know.
There's so many, Bryn.
I know. There's a lot of them.
So Homo sapiens sapiens, though, you guys, that's most modern.
Yeah.
So it goes from most prehistoric to most modern.
Yeah, it says that at the bottom.
Why didn't they change the name? Why they put sapien twice?
Because it's that cool. No, it is a good question,
Why?
Sarah. Why is that?
How do you spell humanoid?
Why is what, sorry?
It's right up there. It's on the thing.
Instead of an I, it's an. Instead of an I, it's a.
Human.
Well, I think you're saying
humanoid.
human. You're saying humanoid.
I put a
it's
D in there.
Hominid. What was your question, Bryn?
Why did they put sapien twice?
Why is it Homo sapien sapien?
Yeah.
I can't even hear you. It's chopping out a little bit. Say it again.
Why did they put homo? Why is it a Homo sapien sapien? Humanoid.
Because there was already a Homo sapiens.
Yeah, but why didn't they just like change the name though?
Yeah,
That's
I don't know.
like, if, like, they
Well, look
put,
at how many names they had to come up with,
like
you guys.
Homo erectus
Before
erectus, then Homo erectus
running out
erectus
of-
erectus.
I put that
Yeah.
humanoid in for you, O'Shea.
I did it. I figured it out.
One of them.
No!
One of them doesn't.
I don't need your one. I can do my own.
Which one's correct though?
Okay, last couple of minutes here.
The hominid, the one that Sarah told me to spell it.
I think the bottom part is like a bunch of random facts.
It's very random. I'm
It is
trying
quite
to
random.
find this, but it's not. It is
There's some that's like,
organized-ish.
kind of, yeah.
Do you know how long this would take to organize properly?
What?
I said, do you know how long it would take
You guys
to
are doing a pretty
organize
good
this
job.
properly?
Okay, we're just trying to put some spaces in here.
You know what the cool thing is? You know how long this would take to do on your own?
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
This is a great start for us. Okay, so how about last minute, and then we'll look at what each of us is going to do with this document and how we'll kind of make it our own. Because it'll be different for all of us how we want to evolve this this project.
Oh, we've got 2 snowball arts in here.
I'm adding one more image here that I think is kind of cool. the very bottom. And of some of the major physiological changes that had to have occurred between species being fish and then species actually developing 4 legs.
Is this making any more sense to anybody?
Yeah, it's looking so much better.
There's
I
still
was getting a little
stuff.
stressed out. I was getting a little stressed out for a minute once it started getting into a huge long list. I think Bryn started that for me when you added all those names.
Well, just copy and paste like 20 random crazy names that nobody can pronounce.
No, this is good though. Now it makes sense.
It does, yes.
So if you
It
see
makes
you'll
sense
have-
in the list that you just put it in. So that's good. Yeah. Okay, you guys. So this is your starting document. And as I mentioned, some of you might want to iDesign my project that I wrote out. Maybe you don't want to actually put all of these things into our calendar months. January 1st being December 31st being today. So that's one idea. If you want to follow the calendar of life project, that's where you're going to go from this. Or maybe you want to just continue. Maybe you're loving this kind of Google Doc image and you want to just make a copy of this for yourself now. And on some of these categories and start to add more images and remember that we're still being assessed off of the assessment that I explained to you guys. So 24, the calendar should include, or whatever your project is, should include smaller images with labels. So explaining the year or the date, calendar of life, it'll be a specific month with a time, and what it was. Do that together today, which is why I really thought this was a valuable exercise, is that we've done a lot of the work already. But now you need to start adding the images or drawings if that's interesting to you. 24 big ones and then 24 smaller ones and 12 larger images that are more generic. Like we were saying, those are images for the month of January, the month of February. So if you can kind of divide up your knowledge now of from Big Bang to today, what are sort of 12 really big you come up with, you'll include those as well.
Right.
Make sense?
Yep.
So we can
It
work on
does.
the stock instead of the calendar.
Yeah, totally. So you can, it's up to you how you want to present your information. Know that I have to see images and I have to see labels. So maybe you're pulling it into a mind map, maybe you're pulling it into a Prezi or a Google slideshow or just a Google document like this. Drawing out those calendars like I thought of at the beginning, that might be a fun thing to do. So yeah, each of you can kind of make it a little bit more unique. If you're not feeling very creative, I would just right now make a copy of this Google document for yourself and let this be the beginning of your project because it's looking pretty good already.
Question, when is this due?
Great question. Next week, we are working on it as a class again.
Awesome.
So next week, it'll be less like everyone's working on at the same pace because we're all gonna, have our own more specific projects next week. But next week will be another work session where we'll do more inspiration, another little research session together. And then I want you guys to bring, so if you're doing the calendar, bring those printouts so that you can actually be doodling during our meeting next week.
Awesome.
Show or whatever you're gonna work on. Okay. So yeah, we have this week that we started it. Next week will be as a group. I want you guys to be doing some homework along the way. And I was thinking that it might be kind of fun if it's ended up in class today that each of you kind of took on a little bit of a more specific focus. So why don't we try and just remind ourselves of what those focuses were for each of us. And how about you come to the group next week with a resource. Maybe it's a YouTube video, maybe it's just a really cool image that you can start off our meeting next week with, being kind of like the expert of that area. So what were our focuses? Okay,
I was on
I'm just gonna
plants.
write it in our. Okay, I'm gonna write it in our agenda for next week. So, November 23rd. Plants. Bryn. Humans. Halima. Extinctions. Julian. What was yours, Julian? We were looking at first life. Some more animals. I think was your focus. Anna, what was your focus?
I didn't have one.
Let's come up with one, you guys. What do you want Anna to focus on?
If I had a choice, I'd like to do plants as well. If that's possible, yeah.
I think so. What do you guys think?
Go for it. There's a lot
Like
of
a whole
plants
lot.
out there. We're not going to find the same stuff. I can guarantee you that.
And Olivia wants to do, so that's perfect.
I wish I got fish.
Bryn.
You're lucky. I didn't get anything at the beginning.
Okay, Ashay and Anna, do you guys feel like you need to divide up plants into some more specific categories based off of what you learned today?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
You good? Okay. Okay.
We're gonna come to class with like the exact same thing.
No, we won't.
Probably. And I'm gonna say I hate to say I told you so.
We'll message each other and do a check-in in the middle
Maybe-
of the week.
Yeah, maybe check in the middle of the week. I think that'd be good.
Or at the beginning, so you don't do half the work, and then one of you has to do it again.
That might be even better. Fun meeting today. Nice work, you guys. Yeah, that was fun, and I'm excited to see what you guys each come up with next week and what you decide, you want to do for your presentation of this information. If you need help with that or you want to bounce ideas back and forth, remember that we have our chat box going in Gmail. That's a great place to ask each other for inspiration, or you can just send me a little message and I will get back to you and help you out. Okay? I'll see you guys next week, 2:00 Wednesday.
Yeah.
Sarah, can I talk to you for like 2 minutes after the meeting?
Of course.
Wait, I have
Yeah,
one
I'll
more.
just